So, I was actually scrolling through Pinterest, as one does, and I stumbled upon this really cute little angel. I thought it would be a good quick art study, but surprise surprise, I got way too into it and I spent way more time on it than I planned. Hey everyone, it's Marcia, or heymaryjean if you will. Today's video is a bit of a deep dive into how this quick angel study turned into a full-blown project. I recorded the entire process, so you'll get to see how it came together, and I'll share a bit about my thought process along the way. You know, I really didn't expect this drawing to take off as it did. It was just supposed to be a quick little sketch, but as I started adding more and more details, I realized I was way too invested to stop. I wanted to study the lights and shadows. I shaded a bit differently this time. I didn't need to think about color, so I could really focus on the contrast. I actually painted a similar piece a while ago with watercolors. I should honestly paint again, it's been a while, maybe months actually. Since I'm not using color, I wanted to play with lights and dark to make a division between the single parts. I decided to keep the body and top of the same values, but make the hair darker and the wings a bit lighter. This way the hair acts as a sort of divider between the two, almost like a sandwich. I don't know what it is, but every time I draw something with a lot of hair, I get so into the shading and details, it's both a blessing and a curse. I wanted her hair to have that fluffy, almost cloud-like feel. You know, the kind of hair that looks like you could just boop into it and it would bounce back into shape. Does that make sense? Anyway, I think it worked out pretty well. Let me know if you think the curls turned out boop-worthy. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is how sometimes we start a piece thinking it's going to be one thing, but it ends up totally different. This happens a lot to me actually. That's kind of how life works too, right? You go into something with one plan and then you're headed into a completely different direction. This drawing started as a simple practice and now it's one of my favorite pieces I've done in a while. Maybe because I worked on it with a total peace of mind, I just enjoyed the process a lot this time. Do you ever just get totally lost in something? You look up at the clock and suddenly it's 3 AM and you're like, wait, what happened? That's basically what happened here, but honestly, those are the best kind of moments. The ones where you get so wrapped up in something that time just slips away. I feel like a kid again when I get this feeling while drawing. I used to get lost in my art as a kid. I'd be drawing for hours and wouldn't even notice how much time had passed. My mom would have to pull me out of my little art zone for dinner and I'd always be like, just 5 more minutes, which, let's be real, meant at least 1 hour more. You'd think after all these years I'd have more self-control, but nope. Some things never change. Recently I've been watching anime while drawing again. I started Dandadan and oh my gosh, I loved it. I've already watched it both in Japanese and Italian because I was so hooked. I'm just sitting here waiting for episode 2 to drop. And then there's the new Ranma remake on Netflix. When I moved to Germany as a kid, I used to watch it all the time. It just takes me back to simpler days, you know? It's kind of crazy how shows can do that. I've also been trying to find more ways to relax when I'm not drawing. Lately I've started playing Coral Island and it's been so nice. It's like this cozy farming game and honestly it's exactly what I needed right now. And as a big fan of farming games like Stardew Valley, I was hoping to find a new game to play. And I'm also waiting for the new Life is Strange game to come out this month. I'm a huge fan of the series, even though I'm a bit worried that it took away the charm of the old painterly art style of the franchise. What are your thoughts on that? Since it's getting colder, I think I'm going to start crocheting again. I love sitting with a cup of tea, watching my shows and crocheting. It's seriously the best when the weather turns chilly and you're all wrapped up in your blanket. As the drawing came together, I started adding the little sparkles and highlights, and honestly, I think they bring the whole piece together. There's something so satisfying about those final touches. It's like the artwork suddenly feels complete. My work starts off kind of blurry, and it gets sharper and cleaner the more I work on it. I've always been a big fan of soft shading. I think it looks dreamy. I decided to stick with this soft grayscale look, but if you think I should add some color in the future, let me know. Maybe I'll come back to this piece. Also, drawing it made me realize how much I love taking inspiration from random things I find online, like this angel statue, and turning them into something uniquely my own. It's cool how we can take the same subject and put our own spin into it. It's one of the things I love about being an artist. You can start with something simple and end up with a completely different vibe. And that's how this angel drawing came to life. It's funny how a little Pinterest inspiration can turn into a full art project. If you've ever gotten carried away with something like this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the fun. And to all my returning friends, thank you for sticking around. See you in the next video. Bye!